Hey everyone, Shadows here. Today I'm showing you an updated method on how to port Fortnite POIs and buildings from the game files over to Blender. Now before we start, make sure that you have Windows Offline 64-bit version of Java installed on your computer. If you don't have this version, go to this website in the link in the description below, download this installer right here, and make sure that you uninstall the version of Java you have on your computer right now. Once you've done that, you can install this version and you can carry on with the tutorial. Now the first thing we're going to have to do is go to the GitHub link in the description below. I will leave the latest version of Blender UMap in the description, but for me it's 0.3.5. This tool is made by Amar Satria, I think that's how you say his name. There will be a link to his Twitter in the description below. And this patch that I'm using right now is made by Minshu G, otherwise known as Mountain Flash, who his Twitter will be in the description below. Once you go to this link, click this blue highlighted blenderumap.zip right here, and it will download for you. Once you've got that downloaded, drag it somewhere easy to access. I'm just going to drag it to the desktop, and you can double click to open it up. Inside will be a Blender UMap folder. We're just going to drag it out somewhere easy to access. This is quite important because you need to remember where it is for later. I'm just going to drag it to the desktop, and once you've done that, you can close this and delete the zip file. Now we're going to open up this folder, and inside you'll find a config.json file. We're going to have to edit a few things in here before we actually run the exporter. So double click on this config.json and open it in some sort of text editing software. And we're going to have to change a few things inside of here. So packs directory up here, we're going to have to change this directory right here to where our Fortnite is located on our computer. For me, it's in the standard location, so this will do fine, but if you've installed it on a separate drive or you've installed it in a different location than normal, you'll need to change that up here, and make sure that you put double backslashes in between each folder location. And down here at export package, this is the actual .umap file that we're going to be exporting. This will be found inside the Fortnite game files, so we need to go inside of UModels to find the location of this. So load up UModel. If you don't know how to use UModel, then watch my porting tutorial. Once you're inside of UModel, you can go to Game, Athena, Apollo, Maps, and the POI folder here. And these are all the POIs from the Fortnite Chapter 2 map. As you can see, Beachy Bluffs, Bridge, Camp, all these sort of stuff, Lazy Lake, Power Plant, Pleasant Park. We're actually going to be porting Pleasant Park in this tutorial, but you can pretty much choose any of these. There's some code names like Beachy Bluffs, and there's also down here Sweaty Sands, I think, or Sunny Shores. There's some little code names for them, but you'll be able to figure them out from that rough idea. Up here in the filter, you can also search .umap, and you can tick flat view, and inside here will be every single UMap inside of the Fortnite game files. Some of them are just landscape, and some of them are just weird terrain. Most of them are just buildings that you can export. But we're going to delete this from the filter, untick flat view, and we're actually importing Pleasant Park 003 in today's tutorial. All you have to do once you've found the POI you want, right click and copy package path. Now we can close UModel, go back to the config, and down here, export package, we can paste in this package directory like so, and we can just save the config and close. Once we've done this, we have to run the field Fortnite ASKeys.bat file. This will put in the Fortnite ASKeys automatically for us, so if this pops up, just click yes, and it will quickly run and close for you. And if we open back up this config, there's now some ASKeys in there for us, so that UModel can actually open up to export the stuff for us. Once you've done this, all you have to do is just double click run exporter, and it will just run a bunch of code in the command prompt. This will run for up to a few seconds to a minute, and once this is run, I'll be back in a second once it has. Now once the exporter is finished, you'll see something like this, data_dir, a directory there, and then press any key to continue. We're going to have to get this data_dir, we're going to select what's inside of these speech marks or quotation marks, and we're just going to copy that, so Control-C to copy. We're going to need that for later. Once this tool is run and it says press any key to continue, we can just press any key and it will close for us. And now we need to actually open it inside of Blender. So there'll be a deps.deps.blend file inside this folder. All we have to do is double click it to open it. And once it's opened, it will take you directly to the scripting tab. We're going to have to click open up here in the top of the scripting tab. We're going to go to the desktop and this Blender UMap folder that we had. And we're going to open up this umap.py Python script right here. Once it opens, this bunch of text will pop up, be quite confusing. All we have to do is up at this data_dir on line 13, this yellow text right here inside these quotation marks, all we have to do is just paste what we just copied from the end of the command prompt inside of there. And all we have to do once we've done this, once we've pasted that in, is click Alt and P. And your Blender will freeze, your whole screen will freeze, and depending how big the POI is, it will take up to a few seconds to a few minutes to import inside of Blender. Once it has imported and our screen unfreezes, I'll be back in a second once it has. Now I forgot to mention, if you have any issues with the Blender UMap tool, head to the link in the description below to the 3D Art Discord and head to the UModel chat, and you can put your issue in here and we'll try our best to help you. Now once the import is finished, up here in the top left corner, grey will appear, and these are the buildings and the POI that you've imported. If you go to the layout tab and turn on viewport shading mode, the textures for the buildings will appear. Now these are fully textured with the last view map. There are a few issues with texturing, but these buildings look perfectly fine. Sometimes a few cubes appear, but we can delete those in a minute. The problem we have is when we select the POI, it all selects together, and when we try and move it, it moves the whole POI. If you want to move individual parts, all you have to do is press on the POI, select it all in pink or orange or whatever it looks like, and press F3 and search instances, and it says make instances real. Click this and it will take a second and all the POI will separate and you'll be able to move the individual parts. So now we can move the statue on its own, we can move each wall and each part on its own. That's pretty much the tutorial. The textures do take quite a while to load in, so I took the liberty of loading them in for you. They do take a few minutes depending on your PC power, and these POIs can really destroy your PC, so make sure that you've got a strong gaming PC or something like that before you load in a POI. That's pretty much the tutorial. If it did help, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and check out the creators in the description below. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys soon.